Hi guys, welcome back to Wildly Wandering, where you join us at the Hard Rock Hotel in Tenerife. If you haven't seen our previous video, then we stayed here in October 2023. We stayed as a Rock Royalty level guest in a Rockstar suite, and we were all inclusive, which was booked as part of a PA package holiday. So here you see the map of the Hard Rock Hotel Tenerife, and the purple area to the right hand side is where the majority of the restaurants are. The hotels tried to go really digital and paper friendly, so in a lot of restaurants on site you get this tablet to look through the menu. However, in other restaurants you have to use your own phone. This is the view from Montauk, the steakhouse, which is where we were given that menu. And just to give you a bit of an overview, this is how you would look on your phone. So you'd go into restaurants where you see all of the information about the Third Half Sports Bar, Narumi, Montauk, which is a steakhouse, Capolavaro, which is their Italian restaurant, the Beach Club, and Sessions, which does your breakfast buffet, your buffet lunch, and your buffet dinner as well. So you would just click on any one of the restaurants that you are in, or even if you're not in it, you can choose. It comes up with some pop-ups. So here we are looking at the Third Half Sports Bar, and this is also where you would make reservations as well. So it loads up a Adobe InDesign menu, so we're just going to select English. We look at the starters. Now, anywhere you see the gold INC, that means if you're an all-inclusive guest, it's included. If, however, there's a price next to it, then as an all-inclusive guest, that's the surcharge that you would pay as an addition. So, for example, the Tex-Mex burger is a €2 addition. The chili burger, again, is a €2 addition. But the rest of what we've seen so far is included. This is also where you're going to find your drinks menu as well. And as I said, in all restaurants, this was really easy to use. You could use it across the whole site. There was Wi-Fi across the whole property as well, which was nice, and that was free. They also do have these big additions which have no discount for all-inclusive. So their gourmet menu is just a fixed price extra. So we'll go and have a look at the drinks. Now, there are house wines included, so you can see that there is their house white or red, which is included. Other things have surcharge. You can get things like sangria, prosecco is included, but champagne isn't. But again, if you buy it, it's discounted if you're an all-inclusive guest. Lots of different options here, and the quality of both the food, the wine and the spirits that they serve in the Hard Rock Hotel is brilliant. All of the spirits are branded, which is really nice to see on an all-inclusive menu. Now obviously it goes without saying that this is the menu from October 2023. If you're going at a different time, then you may find that prices have changed, or some of the things that you're looking at on this menu aren't available. But I would suggest that you download the Hard Rock Hotel app before you go. The first restaurant that we went to is Montauk, the steakhouse. You get this lovely appetizer, which was a shrimp ball, and then I went for the grilled octopus, which was extremely tasty with some caviar, as you can see on top. Really, really nice. Whilst Amy went for the starter of a cheese board, which is a slightly unusual starter for us, as we're used to cheese boards more as a pudding or dessert. This was the beef cheek that came with a mashed potato and truffle puree. That was extremely tasty. I had a side of truffled cheese fries. And then my main was exceptional. It was a beef tenderloin with the bone with it. So there you have the marrow bone, which had an absolutely brilliant flavour. On to the most disappointing restaurant that we went to while we were here, and this is the Third Half Sports Bar. As a Hard Rock Hotel previous guest in their restaurants, you would expect an American sports bar to be brilliant, and unfortunately it just kind of wasn't. It did result in us making a complaint to the manager, which I didn't feel was very well handled. We had a starter of the quesadillas, which, as you can see, was a fairly uninspiring, just cheese toasted wrap, basically. And the nachos, which were good, and as you can see, rather large portions here as well. This is the pork ribs, which was really tasty, and this was a €2 substitute at the time that we went. And here we have the beef burger. So again, good food, the beer was good, but the worst thing to come was the dessert. This apple pie, this baked apple pie, was one of the worst desserts I've ever had in a restaurant before. And in fact, it seemed like the cream was completely curdled. Onto the Italian. Starter of bread is served with some different flavoured butters, which was really tasty. We had a burrata starter. And then we also had, which was extremely tasty, the arancini starter as well. And that really was nice and crispy with a great flavour and very, very well cooked. So a really popular trend at the moment is this wheel cheese, which is what we had as one of our main courses. So as you can see, it's a wheel of cheese which they scoop out some of the loose cheese, and then they mix ravioli into it that's warm with a butter sauce, and that's used to melt the cheese and bring it all together as a lovely dish. This, literally on their menu, was referred to as the wheel pasta, and as an all-inclusive guest, this came with a €10 surcharge. You can see here that he's mixing in some more of that warm butter sauce in order to mix it all together, melt the cheese, and bring it all together as a pasta dish. I have to say, once plated, it was a really nice meal. However, I would say that if you weren't all-inclusive for €32, I do feel that that's slightly steep. Obviously, Tenerife has the benefit of being very warm outside and even at night, but if you weren't in an area like that or it was slightly colder, I do feel that this would have ended up being slightly disappointing, as it may have been on the chilly side. And then I went for the absolute classic dish of lasagna, which was great. Slightly crispy on the outside, nice and cheesy, and a really nice beef flavour. Now, as Rock Royalty guests, we had access to the Rock Royalty Lounge. This gave us breakfast, it gave us afternoon tea, and it gave us some drinks in the evening. You can find out more about some of the other benefits and perks of the Rock Royalty Suite by looking at the other video that we've got on our room tour and benefits of being a Rock Royalty guest. So as well as being able to choose from this vast array of kind of buffet breakfast and a more relaxed environment to the main restaurant, you can also order eggs how you'd like them. So my favourite was the Eggs Royale, which is poached egg, hollandaise sauce and smoked salmon on an English muffin. The afternoon tea selection is okay. I have to say it's not great, but it's okay. The sandwiches are good, but there is little selection, and again the cakes are good, but there's little selection to choose from as well. Then in the evening, as I said, you're able to go up there and get some drinks, which as an all-inclusive guest we would have anyway, but you get this great view and you get some crisps and some nuts as well. Nothing too exciting. Now on to one of the other things that we did while we were there. We hired a private cabana. Private cabana came with access to the beach club, which is what you can see here for lunch. The beach club is down at the main pool area and was one of the nicest lunches that I've ever eaten, to be honest. So as part of staying in the private cabana, you basically agree to spend a minimum amount. So the cabana would cost you, say, €200, and you agree to spend that €200. It comes off your bill with other things. So we went for lunch and I had the tuna tartare, which was fantastic. The salsa on top was really, really nice, and Amy went for some cheese and ham croquettes, which again were nice. The cookery was good, nice and crispy with a really nice flavour. And then we shared between us, which is a two-person meal, the stew of lobster and prawns in kind of like a paella with sort of risotto type rice. It was really, really nice. A massive amount to eat for lunch, but really good nonetheless. I'd say this would comfortably serve 3 people. And on to the second to last restaurant, we have Narumi. Narumi is their Asian inspired restaurant, and when you sit down you get a bowl of prawn crackers to start with a sweet chili sauce. We then opted for some sushi. This is salmon with tuna and avocado. And then I had the tempura vegetables. I have to say, these were pretty disappointing. So it was 2 prawns with some tempura vegetables. And we also had the bar buns, which were a much nicer starter. For main course, we had the red Thai chicken curry and the fried sea bass in tamarind. Did I enjoy Narumi? Yes. Would I say it was the best? Absolutely not. I think the Italian and the steak restaurant were significantly better. And here's just an example of the desserts, which are ultimately made of chocolate mousse. So we've been through the 3 restaurants that are based in the second tower, back to the main tower where you've got the buffet, and there is also a small cafe which we didn't eat in. So outside the buffet it's really nice. You've got these live entertainers playing most lunchtimes, which is great. We didn't have a main course in the buffet because we were all inclusive and we prefer a la carte type dining, but the selection of food here, as you can see, is brilliant. It's well cooked, it's well presented, it's got a nice fast changeover as well, and the quality was absolutely exceptional. So there's our review of the food at the Hard Rock Hotel. If you're a food snob, absolutely go there. The food was brilliant. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing you more videos like this, and also to get updates on the next trips that we go on, where we will continue to do tours as you've expected, both room, food and more, and we've got some really exciting trips planned that we want to share with you. Thanks guys.